So we just talked about that sales is both a numbers game and a ratios game. Where we're going to move into today is, let's just pretend that I'm going to put on hold anything regarding voicemail, gatekeepers, receptionists, getting screening. We can work on that all later. I'm going to fast forward us right to the fact that you have an opportunity to speak with the decision maker.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this process applies to both phone as well as just walking into businesses.
Okay. All right.
There's both types, and I'm really an advocate of both of those. There's a challenge sometimes in only going in, because how much time does it take you to stop by 10 businesses?
Well, it depends on the business. If it's in an office park, you might get to 10 businesses, but if your target market is, 200 employee businesses, you've got to drive one to the next.
Sure.
I mean, you're looking at half a day to cover 4 or 5 maybe?
Absolutely. So I teach a lot on how to make effective telephone calls, because most people would say that they just feel better whenever they can see people in person. It's like, hey, I feel much more comfortable if I can just get in front of them. Would you agree with that?
Well, you feel a lot more comfortable, but it's also a lot more risk of being, chased by security dogs
Sure.
and stuff. So,
Well, I mean, these days, they have cameras on every single floor, so they can actually watch where you're going on the floors.
Yeah, I hate those.
If you're cold calling, start at the 30th floor, you work your way down, so they can actually follow you on camera.
Yeah, you get to
at
the
security
27th
gate.
and the guard's there waiting for you. Yeah.
Yes. So what we want to do is maximize the time that we are spending prospecting. So you can use the same process for just walking in. I'm probably going to refer to the phone a lot, just because it's an efficient way to prospect.
Sure.
For a lot of people, they just don't feel comfortable over the telephone, so let's get that comfort level there. Okay, so just an appointment in general, I'm curious, do you typically have an appointment whenever you're prospecting, or
No, I don't need an appointment. I just walk right into the business, and then they're happy to throw me right out.
Oh, okay. So that answers my second question, was, do you get to see the person that you need to be able to see?
Sometimes, but not often. Usually I'm just leaving some information with the secretary, and that's about it.
Okay, all right. So part of our goal is to get you appointments with the right people. And sometimes whenever you're just walking into a business, if you are having people that are coming out and just seeing you, that could be an office manager role or something like that. I'm really going to probably coach you to prospect higher than that position.
Okay.
Anything above a manager title, for example, director of, VP of, president, owner. Here's the thing, it doesn't always mean that they make the decision on your product or service, but what they can do is they can point you to who in your organization or to who in their organization does make those decisions. Okay? And part of my point too is usually those people won't just come out and see you.
Well, you're right. I mean, you can't just walk in off the street and expect the vice president of a company to come and meet with you. It just doesn't happen.
And it may be that you make a phone call to the vice president and he or she doesn't agree to, but they refer you to their manager, and then you get I spoke with Joe and he recommended, etc.
Sure, but at least then you have the right person.
Absolutely. So my point is, number one, I want you to have an appointment because I want to get quality meetings.
Okay.
Not just quantity. The other thing that tends to happen whenever you just walk in and try to say, hey, do you have a minute today, is you're forced into a scenario where they're asking you to just throw up all over them and tell me what you got.
Now, I've never thrown up on a prospect.
Well, there's a lot of different names that we call it, but they're not giving you an opportunity for a quality meeting. And it's just like, hey, what do you got? And it rushes you. You're not as effective, and
So
they're
you just
not
tell
really
them everything
listening.
you know about your product and your features and hope that some part of it sticks and...
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. What I want you to do is really take a second, ask for an appointment. You got to give them a value as to why they should even see you.
Sure.
And we're going to talk through that today.
Okay.
But you've got to be able to share with them, here's what's in it for you, like to have a conversation, and just schedule a time to be able to talk a little bit more detail. So let's go through that process.
Okay, great.